Vaibhav this side, and in today's video, I want to share with you how to end procrastination and really address the deeper layer of the underlying issues and not just the surface level stuff. And you are going to learn how to draw the state from within rather than you relying on the external motivation to come. We will go deep into the three biggest reasons why people procrastinate and why they can't get themselves to do the work. And really, by the end of the video, you are going to learn two keys to get yourself to do the work and not just temporarily do that, not just put a band-aid on the wound where you get motivated for a few days and then go back to the old pattern, but rather get a permanent solution to this. Before I begin, I want to take a minute to announce that I am doing a free giveaway of my book Reality Bending. If you want to enter into the competition to win it, just make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment Reality Bending in the comment section. And every single Thursday, I am going to pick 5 lucky winners to give my book completely free in the ebook format. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk about procrastination and how to eliminate procrastination and why some people are so good at effortlessly getting things done and are highly motivated, but for some reason you just can't get to that state. And what I have found that what's really missing is the internal alignment within yourself that sort of move you away from doing the work that's necessary. If you look at it this way, sometimes you are able to end the procrastination and temporarily get yourself to do the work, but it never lasts. Why is that? Because most people treat the symptom of the problem without addressing the underlying source. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when people seem to procrastinate, they look for videos on YouTube or search on Google to find the ways on how to end the procrastination. And they find the videos on tips and techniques like habits, structure, morning routine. But what's the point of this if you can't do the habit? What's the point if you can't do the morning routine? But also, what's the point when you do those routines but you still can't seem to get yourself to do the work, right? Because what you're really doing by all these is just treating the symptom of the problem. Procrastination is just the symptom of the problem, but there's a reason why you procrastinate in the first place. There's a source from which the procrastination stems. So now the question is, what is the source of procrastination? And that's what we want to address in this video. The first and the foremost thing that I've found is that people procrastinate because they don't have a stronger why to do it. Now, what I mean by that is there must be a good enough reason for you to do something. If you don't have a good enough reason to do something, why on the earth would you do it? If you don't have a good enough reason to do something, naturally you won't do it, right? So really, you need to ask yourself, like, why I even do this? What's a good reason to do this? What's the best thing that could happen for my life if I did this? What am I sacrificing or missing out if I didn't do this? For example, if you have an idea to start your business and let's say, you have to put in the work to do it and you know that. Ask yourself why you want to do it. Why do you want to start your business? Why do you want to make XYZ amount of money? Or are you just doing it because others are doing it? Or if you are a student preparing for an exam to get the job, why do you want to get that job? Do you really want it? Or are you just doing it because others are doing it? Are you a victim of the herd mentality? The funny thing is, people know what they want, but they really don't have the stronger why, right? So the intellectual clarity is there, which is the what part, but that emotional clarity, that why is missing. If your why is clear, if you have a goal that pulls you rather than you trying to push harder toward it, then your days of doing that work are numbered. What happens most of the time, people are chasing things which they think that they want, but they have never truly asked themselves, why do we want it? They get sucked up by the pendulums. And if you don't know what pendulums are, click up here. I have made a video on that. So people usually have this why element missing. the core emotional driver is missing. This emotional clarity is missing. Their wantedness is just the surface level. They see other doing it, so they start doing themselves without even taking time and asking themselves, do they truly want it? If you were to do something for which you are truly passionate about and you are fully excited to do it, like imagine starting up a project, so you are so excited about that you wouldn't have any lack of motivation in doing that. You would probably not even be able to sleep at night because the next morning you just want to do that project so bad, right? Of course that isn't going to be every day, but for the most of the part, that reason, your why, will keep pulling you toward it, right? Your why need to be bigger than just you. That emotional clarity needs to be there. So that's the number one thing. That's the number one reason why most people fail. It's because they don't have a good enough reason to do something. So why do it, right? Number two, which is somehow connected with number one, is having a lack of vision. Now it's kind of like this. Whenever people start off with something, let's say an online business for example, they focus on shorter term vision. They focus on 4, 5, 6 months down the line. And if they do not get the desired level of success, they tend to procrastinate to continue or just quit it altogether and start chasing something else. Why is that? The reason behind it is the lack of vision. Now, whenever we desire something or we want to achieve something, it always start off with resistance. For example, you look at the mirror and you don't like how you look, or you just started a business to earn money because you don't like less money in your bank account. So it always start off with a resistance. The problem is the most of the people are very clear of what they don't want to see in their life or what they want to avoid, rather than what they do want or what they want to really move toward. You go to the gym and you do dieting because you don't want to be overweight, or you want to be rich because you avoid being poor. You see what I mean? Instead of you wanting to go to the gym because you want to have a healthy body, or starting a business because you want to create a product that gives value to the people, or want to build a brand for yourself, right? This longer term vision is missing. That's why they do it for some time, and when they do not get a quick result, they start to procrastinate. As for me, I have started this channel with a vision to create something unique. My vision is that I want to provide utmost value to the people. I want to talk about principles, brain science, transformational psychology, and ancient wisdom on my channel, and not just this raw motivation, which I know that it never works. It never worked for me at least. So I have this longer term vision where I want to take this channel to the next 3 to 5 years. That's why temporary disappointments do not matter. What people do is they work toward the vision. That's why when things don't go as per the plan, they procrastinate to follow up. Don't work to the vision. Rather, learn to work from the vision. Imagine that vision is already achieved from 3 to 5 years from now, and ask yourself what work you need to put in today for it, right? This is the absolute key. Learning to work from the vision and not to the vision, right? Number three is something very crucial, and it's that most people focus on the negative side of doing something than the positive side. Why do I say this? Well, look at it this way. Anything that you are procrastinating to do, what's probably happening is you are looking at the negative side of what could happen if I did that. So let's say me starting my YouTube channel. I was thinking of doing it for more than 6 months before I even released my first video. Why is that? That's because I was focusing on the negative side of doing it. I was thinking like, oh no, no one is going to watch my videos. People like to watch Sandeep Maheshwari. Why would they listen to me? People like motivational stuff. Why would they watch my videos? These whiteboard videos. So I was focusing only on the negative of doing it. That's why I procrastinated for so long. Only when I shifted my focus on the positive side, I started seeing momentum in my actions. When I shifted my focus to, let's do it. There must be people who would be interested in my content. people are definitely going to get benefit from my videos. If one person find it useful and my stuff will hit him from a different angle to see things differently, my job is done. If I can change life of one single person, I will label it as a success. And boom, I stopped procrastinating. So ask yourself this, what is the positive side of doing it, and just focus on that and take one step after the other. If you focus on the negative side of doing something, so let's say if I would have focused on the negative side and somehow I managed to release a video by forcing myself, I would still be looking at what's wrong in that, right? So look at it this way. If you have this task to do and you have made this negative hypothesis about it, that it will not work, and you somehow force yourself to do it, even then you will try to find the proof of why it will not work, because you are coming from this pre-frame of your hypothesis that it will not work, and whatever you look for you will find it, because the emotional intensity toward focusing on the bad thing is stronger than the emotional intensity toward focusing on the good thing that could come out of it, right? Instead of you rewarding yourself for doing the action, now you are punishing yourself for doing it, and that's why you get into this negative feedback and you don't want to take the action anyways. So this negative hypothesis create more negative events, which then pushes you down in your psyche and tells you this, that this is a bad thing to do. This is what you are telling to yourself, like, oh, what's the point of doing this, right? And then it becomes stronger and stronger, and you have to battle yourself to actually do the work rather than it's being effortless. It can be effortless, by the way. It doesn't need to be hard to change the hypothesis that you put on it, right? Now let's talk about two keys to help you permanently break out of it, and also how to get to the source of the issue. Key number one is very simple, and it's to get acutely clear about why you are doing something that you want, and then who it is you need to become to achieve that. This will help you to overcome the lack of clarity problem. So have this intellectual clarity about what, emotional clarity about why you want, and then who it is you must become to achieve it. That character you need to become, that traits, what traits you need to embody, right? So ask yourself these three questions to really have the forward movement and eliminate the procrastination. Also define your vision very clearly and consider the longer term vision, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Having an unclear vision puts you on a surefire path to not doing the work. If you had a clear enough vision of where you want to go, would you procrastinate? No, you would just put one step in the front of the other and go toward it, right? Because you have this lack of clarity, you're like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Or would it be right or best thing to do? Or would that be not? You have all these doubts and all these questions, and they start to weigh you down. So very bluntly put, just get clear. Get clear on what, why, and who. And why really this who part is because the highest paradigm of manifestation is being paradigm. It's not doing, it's not having, it's being, who you need to become, what version of you need to embody, who is already worthy of that goal. That's the who part. If you don't know about being paradigm, click up here. I have made a video on that. So ask yourself, who do I need to become to achieve this? Who I am right now, am I enough to achieve this based on my habits, my characteristic, my personality, or do I need to embody someone different? Because there's no binary version of you, there's no one true you, right? You can choose who you want to become based on what you want to achieve. They are all you. Your true self is who you choose to be and not what someone else programmed you to be, right? Remember that. Number two is focusing on the positive side. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult to do because by now you have been probably dominated by the negative side focus and you have been focusing on what could go wrong. So find out one good thing that could come out of it and when you find that one thing, that one good thing, just focus on that and do it. Ask yourself that what am I sacrificing if I don't do this? What dream am I sacrificing if I don't do this? So focus on the positive side. What is the best thing that could happen if I did this? What is the one good thing? Focus on that one good thing. What's one good thing that could come out of it, right? If I actually took this action, right? So with that, I am concluding this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment reality bending to win my book completely free. And I hope this has been useful to you. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, may peace be upon you.